Welcome to Friends of Disney. We're friends who discuss Disney. As usual, we're not affiliated with Disney.
You don't do it.
Oh, never mind. Well,
I thought we had to because of the audio ones for like Spotify.
I literally am putting it in the description of every single video.
Perfect.
And I have it even listed in the channel's bio saying not affiliated.
I've been also putting that on our Instagram posts.
All right. Now you know who's in charge of YouTube and Instagram. Y'all, I missed you last week.
We missed you.
Yeah.
I heard you guys had so much fun talking about Sweet Life on Deck. Not Sweet Life on Deck. Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Episode 2.
Episode 2.
This week, we get to talk about my favorite movie, the wonderful Mary Poppins.
Birthday!
It's Sean's birthday episode. Woo!
Yes. When this episode releases, it'll be the day after my birthday, so yay.
Birthday!
Birthday! But it's like not close enough in reality to his birthday, so
we're not celebrating it right here. But.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we did celebrate with McChickens that we gladly already ate.
I'm not feasted chickens. I'm having fries.
But
Oh, I got hiccups.
no.
Sorry.
Mary Poppins is literally my all-time favorite Disney movie. I watched it growing up constantly, dancing to all the songs, singing to all the songs. I was watching that movie line by line. Megan can vouch that I basically recited the whole movie.
It didn't get annoying. But I didn't say anything because it's Sean's birthday episode.
And my favorite movie of all time.
And he would do the dances to it. Like he would like be sitting on the couch and we'd be cuddling. It would be cute, and then he would go off and do the dances and then come back.
Yep.
And it was really awkward. Cause
I even had my broom on standby for step-in time.
Meanwhile, I watched the movie in bed with my cat, and Percy, he sat next to me and cuddled. This was so cute. Okay, so here's my phone, right? Here's his little paws. He like put his little paws underneath my phone, and his face was like he was watching it with me. And then I did fall asleep once we got to Tuppence, the birds, and then I had to wake up and then rewatch from Tuppence, supper. And then Percy was just like, "Oh, we're watching again," and then he pulls up my phone again. And he's like, but Percy also fell asleep with me, so it was pretty cute.
So, I know Megan has seen this movie many times.
Okay, so like maybe 3 times. So one time when I was a child. One time before I went to London. And then at least, okay, so maybe 4. One time with Sean, and then probably another time with Sean. But I saw the Broadway musical version more than I saw the actual movie.
That's depressing.
The most, like, Mary Poppins Returns is the one I'm most familiar with, mostly because I have the biggest squish on Lin-Manuel Miranda.
And for those who don't know, I don't remember if we brought this up in another episode, but a squish is a best friend crush.
Like, I just want to meet Lin-Manuel Miranda and be like, thank you so much. You made some of the best music that I love. And makes me cry every time. Do you think?
Those moments, nice.
Even though Lin-Manuel Miranda did not make the music in Mary Poppins Return.
No, he just played Jack. He was just a wonderful performer. I love Lin. Okay.
Have you seen Mary Poppins prior?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God.
Yes.
I would have been like, how has the God forsaken you?
It must be just
6.
yeah. I was like, I'm pretty sure I have it on DVD or VHS at home, but I watched it on Disney Plus. Mary Poppins. So there were like several movies in the 60s that I really felt of the cinematics of 60s movies like that. And there was Mary Poppins and 2 others. And I'm trying to remember the names of them. I don't think of Disney movies though, but one of them was like a girl who lived in like the attic of this house who would like climb out on a tree to a fair, and then
just get like 3 meetings.
One movie though. But like they all have the same type of schematics, and so I have several of these movies from VHS DVD. I don't remember Mary Poppins on DVD or VHS. But yeah, I will sometimes frequently go back to those movies and watch them just because the music is generally pretty great. I love watching like really just this looking and watching at the movie. They weirdly look so smooth.
It's amazing how well they shot that movie. Not just with like the live action scenes, but also the scenes with like the 2-dimensional chalk drawing, watercolor style painting when they go through the chalk drawing. Then you have the cinematics of the Feed the Birds segment, and just that movie. This movie is just shot so amazingly.
Which is why I often go back and watch these type of movies because there's just something about a lot of those movies are built like that. And Campbell's Shoe is one of them, but it's not the movie I was referencing to is not Campbell's Shoe. That is one we should watch at some point.
Camera's almost dead. Camera's almost dead.
No! Don't die.
Won't let that happen.
Don't die. You got this.
Speaking of dying, the music was to die for. But
Okay.
favorite song in the musical, go.
Oh, you two are going first.
Okay. Every time we get to Tumpkins the Bird, that puts me to sleep.
Let's Feed the Birds.
Well, no, I'm laughing because I used to think the same thing, and then he corrected me when we started dating, and I was so effing mad.
Forgive me, I can't. This.
It's just like every time.
Well, the kids look at that, you know,
the Tuppence!
yeah, the Tuppence!
Oh my gosh. It's
That's
just
not my favorite song. It just puts me to sleep every time.
Well, what's your favorite song?
Honestly, I think it's Beautiful Sugar.
I don't know. I had this like greatest hits of Disney soundtrack, and a lot of like the Mary Poppins music was on it. So like I associate like just the soundtrack without the movie. Does that make sense? Like when I'm listening to Zero to Hero, I can see the music in my head, but like as a kid, I never watched Mary Poppins, so like it just kind of lives in this other reality. I think. Oh no, what's the song where they're singing the nursery?
It's Beautiful Sugar.
That one's pretty good. I don't know, maybe the opening song with Bird, I think is my favorite. Because it's just like such a weird, interesting way to like introduce the world and like the characters, and mostly Bird, who I remember watching my first like Broadway version, being like, I don't like this Burt guy. He seems too perfect. And at the end of the show, being like, yes, he's too perfect, and I love him.
I have a lot of feelings about all the different songs. So, growing up, I can genuinely say my favorite song. Okay, my favorite songs growing up, in regards to dancing, because even growing up, I was always dancing to the songs, following what was on screen. The section where Bert was dancing with the penguins,
I knew it. I effing knew it.
and Stepping Time.
I knew it again.
Those 2 songs I would always dance to. Supercalifragisticexpialidocious, I love that song, but there's not much dancing to it.
Yeah.
So, growing up, I loved the song, but wasn't the song I was dancing to. It was Steppin' Time or that section with Bert and the penguins. However, now me as an adult, I can say my favorite song is Feed the Birds. I recently finally learned it on piano, and that song hits me in like my heart. Like that was Walt's favorite song. This is Walt's most favorite movie. And he would have Richard Sherman come into his office just to have him play that song, say nothing, stand at his window, looking outside his office, and while Feed the Birds is just playing back because he absolutely loved that song.
I don't know why it puts me to sleep. Also, at the same time, that scene makes me so sad.
Me too. Mostly because I've been there in London. I've been at the steps of what is St. Peter's, St. Paul's, St. P. And I miss London. You are lovely. Everyone in London, you are also lovely. I was there. Like I was traveling Europe for a month, and like I was so homesick that I was like, I just want to go home where everyone speaks to me like in an American accent. I just want to have a cheeseburger without people looking at me like I'm crazy.
I also will say though, the song before when they're in the bank, I gotta say,
That's after Beach Birds.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm pretty sure it's after, but I low-key like never really loved that song as a kid, and then while I was watching that today, I was like, as a business major, I'm low-key kind of liking this song.
When did you learn that Dick Van Dyke, aka Bert, is also the chairman of the bank, Mr. Dawes?
Honestly, right now. Today.
Right. I remember Sean pointed it out to me the first time we watched the movie. He's like, "Do you know that's Dick Van Dyke?" And it was like, "No." Like this is like early dating, so I was like, just like, "Oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into?"
So,
We're married. It went well.
well, here's the thing. Obviously, I love this movie so very much.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, rewatching it specifically for this episode, I couldn't help but think about why this movie is so important to me.
You see, I couldn't help but thinking about, wow, Mary Poppins is so snarky. Oh my lord, she literally sings a lullaby about not going to sleep. I was like, wow.
But like I couldn't help but think about why is this movie so important to me. Like,
Should I feel partially gaslit the kids?
Oh yeah, 100%.
sorry, don't do this to me right now. I'm trying to get into like my heartfelt moment, okay?
Me and Joe are just like, really?
For me growing up,
Thank you, it's been driving me crazy so long.
the thing that hits me in my mind is when the movie
It's you on my mind.
when the movie Saving Mr. Banks came out,
Oh,
which is a movie about the making of Mary Poppins. And Walt Disney's relationship with P.L. Travers, who was the author of the Mary Poppins books.
wasn't Tom Hanks playing Walt Disney? Yes, I remember because I love Tom Hanks.
And I remember watching this movie, and I loved the movie, and so it took me a while to kind of catch on to how they cinematically structured it. But I remember talking with my dad after watching this movie, and whenever I wanted to watch Mary Poppins, he would bring this up about how he can't watch Mary Poppins anymore. Because Saving Mr. Banks made him realize the movie's not about the kids. It's not. The movie's about the dad. And you see that change. That's why that change at the end with Mr. Banks getting fired and everything is so important with how that movie's structured. It's all about the dad. You're seeing it through the lens of the kids and Mary Poppins mostly throughout the whole movie. But if you look at it, the dad's progression, like, he starts out fine and happy, everything's going his way, but it's not perfect. He's slowly getting worse and worse, and then he has what we call the Mr. Banks moment, that complete change of heart.
Okay, by we, it means Sean and I. This is
Yes.
a conversation that we have all the time. We all three have discussed that, like, we don't have the best relationship with our parents. And so the Mr. Banks moment is having, like, parents, specifically dads, but, like, any parent, like, having a change in point of view of, like,
Almost overnight of like seeing
their children for, like, people and seeing their worth and, like, reinvesting in that relationship.
And I always think about that conversation with me and my dad. He can't look anymore. It's not about the kids, like he can't watch it anymore. And in some way, that makes me think a lot about how he might be feeling called out about the movie. Because the relationship between me and my dad is not great. But
And then the relationship between me and my father-in-law, aka his dad, is even worse.
But to me, it really it's homework. But I wish
Huh? I thought you liked
it's a long story.
no.
But, yeah. Anyways, for me, this movie really set up not just what I wanted as a kid, like seeing what Mr. Banks actually did. I wish for that, like the amount of love he showed towards his kids at the end of that movie, and like seeing that change from how he was such a grumpy old man. I longed for that as a child. And to now, this movie has really set up about the kind of dad I want to be, because I really want to be a dad. And hi, honey.
This is awkward.
But
Yes.
I've always
I know.
wanted to be a dad.
We've had this conversation before we were dating, when we were just friends.
I've always wanted to be a dad, and this movie really set up for the kind of dad that I want to be and what I don't want to be as a dad. What I want for my kids, what I want for our relationship, how I want my own kids to feel safe with me, to come with me. If they want to like build a kite, or they're just happy singing a song, not yelling at them and calling it irresponsibility.
Something I paid attention to was the dad and the mom's dynamic.
Okay, you brought up the mom. We need
Rest in peace.
We're going to have a moment of silence for Glynis Johns, who passed away this year, who was Mrs. Banks. Okay.
I was like,
Sorry, I get really emotional whenever any of the actors pass away, and tonight, there's only 3 from this movie left, and that is Julie Andrews, who played Mary Poppins, Dick Van Dyke, who played Bert, and then I can't remember her name, but the gal who played Jane. They're the only ones still alive from the movie.
yeah,
The actor who played Michael died. He was a teenager.
I did know this. He told me.
Yes. But anyways, as you were saying, sorry.
The moment that died.
Yeah. Also, I also paid attention to how like poorly structured these houses are too. But
Right. Right.
also, what neighbor has a freaking camp?
Okay, so like we've been looking at houses just in our free time. We can't afford one, but like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how much would like it impact like their pricing on Zillow? Like, next door neighbor has a cannon he fires on the hour every hour.
Okay, like that was the best running joke in the movie.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and then it runs into the next movie, and it's fantastic. Don't get me wrong, favorite gag of the movie, but like.
But
Mr. Big says nothing. Well, every other woman in the house is like, oh my gosh, go push the piano back and don't worry about the space. Don't worry.
I was like watching the mom like trying to help hold in all of that stuff was so funny. But then like also her being an activist, and then like the dad comes in and he's just like, I'm Mr. Big Man Money. Completely the opposite person, not supporting his wife.
Well, and she even like gives a alludes to that in the very beginning when they finished singing "Sister Suffragette."
Mm-hmm.
She literally goes, "Ellen, put these away. You know how to cause infuriates Mr. Banks." Like she's like, "This literally pisses off Hyde. He knows it exists, but Hyde."
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like that is a horrible dynamic
Right there. Don't support.
because like. Nothing wrong with women's rights, but also
We love them. We specifically love them.
well, I'm also like not super heavy. Like I do like them, but I'm not like the heaviest person on them either.
As in, like, she's not super harsh feminist. She's pretty mellow.
Yeah.
She's like against it.
Yeah, I'm not against it. I'm just like a pretty mellow person in terms of my political views, and I try not to go too heavy on them either, because people are like, how can you understand both sides? I think this is because I became a business major, and I'm like, economics, accounting, management, the world.
You can't see, but I've been making these journals.
But like I also kind of like see where the father was coming in on, like, you know, and this is where I was thinking about the song in the bank, and I was like, I get it, investing your money, and then you're gonna get compound interest, and then you get more money back. Yeah.
Too bad this movie takes place right before the Depression.
Yeah. But I was like, I get it. Deposit that money now, because then you can get a compound interest and earn money back in time.
What do you think about with this movie, hon?
Many things. Mostly Mary Poppins is like basically a teacher, and so I'm a teacher for much younger kiddos, and so I was like, oh my gosh, how do I make my children clean up the room as efficiently as she does?
What medicine was she feeding those kids? Because
I want to have some tasty medicine. Oh my god, I forgot like this NyQuil.
no, I questioned why she was giving the kids medicine.
Oh, because it's an old proverb that like if you get wet, you stay outside cold, especially like
I never understood. I was like, the kids are not coughing, man.
She said children who get their feet wet, like, take their medicine.
Yeah.
They were outside in the rain, so she gave them some medicine to make sure they don't get sick.
it's like
Remember,
a cultural thing, but also it's like been proven many a times. Just because you're like out in the rain, you're not gonna get sick.
That's where I've always been. Is just like,
but remember that this movie takes place 100 years ago,
Oh, that's depressing.
give or take.
well, it was 1964.
The movie came out in 1964. The time period of
Was
the
right
movie
before the Depression.
was 100 years ago.
We loved her not.
We have some, for being a Burdette, we have some long moments.
Oh, you and me both, babe. Babe.
Like, what else do you think? Like teaching care of kids, you're
Yeah.
a teacher.
I don't know. You see, the thing I really was thinking about is I watched this YouTube video a long time ago. I don't know who created it, but they were like, oh my gosh, Mary Poppins is a Ravenclaw because she goes to like these like kids' house to make their life better before she leaves without any emotional attachment. And then I'm the exact opposite. I cry when a kid smiles at me at work. Sean has heard stories of my kid going, I love you, and he just like melting down.
Yeah, I see where my Ravenclaw kicks in.
Yeah, my Hufflepuff is just like, I just love you.
I used to like help with preschoolers and kindergartners in for vacation Bible school, so like I'd be one of the leaders, and yeah, I didn't grew any attachment to those kids. I was just like, of course that was nice, you know, very supportive of the kids and taught them a lot of skills. But yeah, once the day was done, I was like, well, you know, they're back with their parents. Good on them. They learned what they needed to learn with me. Bye-bye.
Yeah, and
I had no attachment to those kids whatsoever.
that's super funny because I don't. I remember when I was teaching at like some Bible something, the kids were having a concert and it was like off my hours, and they were like, Megan, please come. Please come. And I was like, fine. So I went, changed clothes because as a recreation director, I was sweaty and came back. And my boss was like, why are you back? I'm like, they begged me to come here.
Yeah, I would not.
I did. To be fair, these were like from first to sixth graders. So like they could actually have full conversations with me. And I love that. But like, oh my gosh, yeah. No. Just like how Mary Poppins like interacted with kids, I think was really interesting.
I appreciate the overall design of Mary Poppins' character.
Also, the thing that really bothered me, sorry, we were talking about kids, how the mom just left her two children with the chimney sweep. Just like, yeah, you can clean the chimneys, you'll entertain the kids. Like, hello?
I don't see the issue because one, the kids obviously knew Bert. Two, Bert obviously was a stand-up guy. The kids were fine with him.
But she didn't know Bert. It's, huh?
I see your point, but
Also, all the things Bert does.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, love Bert. He's magic.
He's like he was a one-man march band. Like,
His name should have been Jack of all trades.
yeah,
Master of all.
exactly.
But, Jack is the name of Living. Man, this character in the next movie, so I'll just stop. We'll have to watch Mary Poppins Returns.
at some point, yeah.
I have seen it. Well, for the ASAP's like podcast.
I am so excited for that movie. No. Sorry.
I love saying that I appreciate Mary Poppins' overall character design because she does have this like very obvious appearance of like very put together, well respected English woman, but like
The balls went up my nose.
She-
I can feel them popping behind my eyeballs. It's uncomfy.
but like you can see like all of the
That's
subtleties
fine.
of like her like whimsical side basically. You can see it in her clothing, like the inside lining of her jacket is like that satin red.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff. Like you can see it like a respectable woman like me who says, "Oh really?" Like she has these small like clips of like I don't know what you're talking about here. That was me. I'm the boss bitch. Like like she knows exactly what she's doing.
Also, that never-ending bag.
Oh my gosh, the carpet bag.
She wanted that bag for so long.
That bag would be so cool.
Oh, that thing would be a nightmare to clean.
Imagine though, traveling.
Okay, true. But imagine our cats getting stuck in there. You have a cat. Imagine your cat getting
See,
stuck in
but
there.
Percy's such a sweet boy. He would just sit in one place and you'd probably hear the top because he'd be like, I want out so we can just hang out. My cat, unlike their cats, my cat's a sweet little angel baby who just follows. He's a dog cat. He follows me around the house everywhere.
You see, Nova does that to me too. And he's as sweet as can be until there's food and his brother are introduced. Sora is something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's very cuddly towards me only, but also has no brain cells.
It's true.
And he's highly food motivated. He once ate laundry detergent. He's okay. But I question him sometimes.
Mm. So, besides Mary Poppins,
Yes.
who was your favorite character?
Bert
Okay, besides Bert.
and Ernie.
I knew I should have said Bert. But like, besides Mary Poppins and Bert, because they're both great, who was your favorite character?
The neighbor who's like the captain of the ship. He's just like, there's a storm brewing, right? At 17 Cherry Tree Lane.
Oh, the Admiral.
Yeah, the admiral. And then he's like constantly yelling after the dad after he talks like very kindly to Bert. He's like, bro, what are you doing? Why aren't you listening to me? And I understand that.
Honestly, I think the mom, because she kind of reminds me of my grandma.
I don't care for the mom in this movie. I feel like, how do I explain this? Hold on. Processing, loading. Got it. Okay, so we all are part of the Pride community. We celebrate the rainbows.
Mm-hmm.
My sister was not part of the Pride community. She did not celebrate the rainbows, but she was the type of ally with really heavy air quotes that would go to the parade, take some selfies to look like that she was a good ally, while commenting about her trans, gay, bi, lesbian friends behind their back were like, I don't know if this is a good idea for him to transition. You know, I don't see her dating any women.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he would look so cute with a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, maybe it's just because this relates back to the mom. I swear. I'm not just, like, going off on a tangent.
No, I understand how you're going off on a different circle that's going to lead back to your circle.
Okay, thank you. Jonelle understands.
I was like, maybe this is because I'm being tested for ADHD.
Yes.
Is this an ADHD?
It is an ADHD.
Okay, because all of my conversations go like this.
Yes. So basically, she reminds me a lot of my sister because it just feels like there's like this one point in the movie where she's like, I'm going to go to the jail to help my sisters sing about suffragettes.
Mm-hmm.
And like, she has like this big stash, and she's obviously from an upper echelon, right? She lives in 17 Cherry Tree Lane, where she has a beautiful house, and her husband makes bank at the bank. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But then she's submissive to her husband at the same time.
Which I'm like, don't get me wrong, I feel empowered around my female friends, but she's just such a soft personality that I just don't feel like she's actually doing anything in the suffragette movement, because we've never seen her like take a big stand for anything at home. Does that make sense? Or I'm like, I just don't see it. Part of me, it's like this like really nasty voice in the back of my head. It's just like, she's just doing this suffragette thing so she doesn't have to be around rowdy kids. But that's just my little like icky voice in the back of my head, because she never said that. She seems to like her kids.
But who would be very fair?
Probably the kiddos.
Okay, that's not surprising.
Surprise! Toddler teacher likes kids. Surprise! Teacher likes kids. Like when I think of Mary Poppins, I think of Michael. There's like this scene where he's like smiling up at Bert, like he's just so amazing. And then he looks at his dad and he goes, huh? And it's like those are the two things when I think of Mary Poppins. I think of Michael's face. Not of Mary Poppins and her dresses, not of the penguins and Bert's dad. It's just like Michael. They are very cute.
Before we start talking about the penguins, my favorite character besides Mary Poppins and Bert would have to be Uncle Albert.
Oh, the guy who laughs. I felt so called out in that song.
I wonder if when did Willy Wonka come out? The original Willy Wonka.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I was like, because that definitely reminded me of like the scene in the original Willy Wonka where they drink like the juice.
Busy lifting liquid.
Yeah.
Or busy lifting something.
Yeah, and then they just start like hiccuping. Like,
oh, this cardigan makes my boobs look huge. Sorry.
Podcasting. What? Where did that come from?
Anyways,
I was looking at myself because we have this like little camera so we can all make sure we're in frame. And so I was just like staring ahead, and then I'm wearing like this white Lightning McQueen shirt. I was very proud of it, but it's very cold in our building, so I had to wear this black cardigan. And I was like, oh my gosh, I look like I had E pluses. And I'm like, that is awkward. Just gonna hide those.
it might be the actual segment I cut out of an episode for once.
Sorry.
Anyways, but
oh yeah.
I honestly feel like the laughing on the ceiling section of the movie is probably the most forgettable section of the movie.
Oh, 100%. I totally forget Uncle Albert's there, and I also feel very pulled out by that song.
I love that song. It's literally just about laughing and how like laughing literally lifts you up.
You see, I hate that song because I'm very, very self-conscious of my laugh.
I thought it was so funny that he was like, to get done, just gonna think of something very sad. And then he turns into a joke and they just all start going.
That's great.
I won't lie, as a kid, I did not get the joke of, I know a guy with a wooden leg named Smith. What's the name of his other leg? I did not get that joke as a kid until I started watching that when I was like more in like high school. I was watching and I was like, oh, now I get it.
That's how I was today when I watched it for the economic song, I was like, I get it. I never understood it because, like, I think the last time I watched Mary Poppins before this was before I even went into school for business.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was listening to the song, I was like, oh my god, this song makes sense.
I understand that. After coming back from Europe, I'm like, I know what tuppence are. I get it now.
I didn't know what tuppence were, and then I was like, when I was watching it today, I was like, oh, I get the context now.
I get it now. The Britishisms.
Currency.
The Britishisms in that movie. I was like, I don't get it. The most British I get is Dr. Mr. Tom from Game Theory.
When I watch this movie, I question
My sanity.
No. Back in like September, when we were on our way back from our Disneyland trip, I wish I was back in Disneyland.
So I said Disney.
I was like, lucky. But then I was like, wait, I went to Disney World.
yeah.
I prefer Disneyland. I'm sorry. I've yet to go to Disney World, but Disneyland has to happen.
Listen,
But
just take me to any Disney park, please. I am
Yes.
begging you, Disney.
I want to go to Disney Shanghai.
Please take me with you.
Okay, so it
No,
sounds
I'm
like me and Megan are going to Shanghai without
Okay.
you.
And Tokyo, because it has the best. Literally, they were just like,
all Disneylands.
listen, Tokyo Disneyland is basically the Japanese government being like, hey, Disney Imagineers, who are my favorite people in the world, they're like, hey, we want the best of the best of the best. Give us the best that you have. And even the merchandise is the best of the best of the best. Right now, they have the Year of the Dragon in like the Japanese, like just Chinese, no, in the Japanese stores.
Yeah.
Because it's, but the merch is so cute. They have a little Winnie the Pooh dragon once again. It's the cutest thing. Okay, I'll shut up now.
Back to what I was saying. Like, when we were coming back from Disneyland, remember, like, I was a music major originally, and my goal was to be a Disney musician. I wanted to work for Disney so bad.
You want to be that man named Marshmallow.
Exactly.
He wants to be Bert. Let's be honest. I know where this is going. I'm setting it up.
And so I was looking online at the Disney auditions page, and there was a listing to be Bert. And I debated it for a hot minute. Do I go for it? Do I not go for it? There was a deadline at the end of the month to submit like a headshots and stuff. And then if you got a call back, you would go in for an in-person callback and stuff. And like I started to work towards it, like practicing a Cockney accent. It didn't take long for mine to be better than Bert's in the movie because
Bert is not British. Like, Dick Van Dyke is.
Dick Van Dyke's not British, his Cockney accent sucked.
So does Lin-Manuel Miranda's version of it.
He does better. He does a lot better.
But
I like practice really hard, and like anytime I watch this movie, I debate if I made the right decision in not going towards it. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my job at the hospital. I have a lot of different projects going on right now at the hospital. But like every time I watch this movie, it's like, did I make the right choice? Because like I love this movie. To be able to wear like either the chimney sweep outfit or even the get that he wears when they're in the chalk drawing, like I would feel so happy if I got to wear those costumes.
Okay, Megan, I think we know what you need to do for all of you now.
well, there might be a surprise before Halloween. So
To be fair, we literally are not trying to allude to anything. There's literally so much uncertainty right now with anything past this episode.
I mean, yes, but there might be a change in Sean and I's personal lives.
Potentially, yes, because it was so far ahead. There's literally nothing. I'm not trying to like dismay from it. There's literally nothing as of this moment that is actually life changing right now going on.
You don't know that. Anyway, continuing on. If you were wondering if I supported Sean, 100%, go do your dreams. When he decided he wasn't going to do it, I of course supported him because I'm a loving wife, but I really want to move to California, y'all. Yeah, this is going to be a mini tangent. I am so cold. I do not like the place like I grew up where we are right now in the same city. I want to move. It's one of my big goals in life is to move out of this town. Not because I don't love Jonelle. Sorry, I touched your.
You're okay.
Not because I like this city's fine. It's meh, but I want to move.
It's cold.
It's cold all the time.
Yeah, I'm considering like trying to find a job in Vegas because
It's so cold here, and it really hurts my immune system. So I'm like, I want to move somewhere where it's warmer, and California's perfect, warm all the time. And if that means we can go to Disney, I am so excited. Let's go.
season passes.
I know. If you work
get
for
free
Disney, you
tickets.
get free tickets. I just want him to. Yeah. So
But
I know better.
I can't tell you how often I dream about working for Disney, whether that's as a character, whether that is being in Disney's marching band. My only thing was, and this is what held me up in going to school to be a musician, I am not a solo performer. I don't want any part of it. I just like being part of an ensemble. I like being part of a marching band, part of a concert band. And I understand that obviously if you're a good solo performer, you're going to be great in an ensemble and stuff like that. But that just wasn't solo performing and things like that was just not me. It never was. I like just being part of a group, and that's what steered my whole trajectory away from being a music major, which makes me really sad sometimes.
That's fair. I'm glad that I stopped doing the major I was in. I was going to be a pastor. I don't believe in God. It would have been a bad career choice.
I followed through my degree.
I am starting a new degree though. Early education, baby. But
Here, baby.
but I
My
have
master's of business.
Baby.
Baby.
if I had to work in any Disney, I would want to work on the cruise ships because I've never run on a cruise ship.
So I have a friend. They don't work on a Disney cruise ship, but they are a musician for a cruise ship, which is why when you were talking about that, because I look at his snaps all the time, and he's a solo artist for saxophone and flute.
Of course, it's saxophone and flute, and that means it's jazz.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. If you don't like to play jazz, even though I'm a saxophone player, I am a classical saxophone person.
I'm so jealous though, because he's always on a cruise because that's his job,
Mm-hmm.
and he just like goes to all these cool places, and he gets to use all the facilities on the cruise. You know, just occasionally he has to go perform.
Yeah, I want to be like on one of Disney cruise ships and be like one of the people who play with the kids.
Or we're planning on going on a Disney cruise.
I mean, yes, we are. I'm just saying, if I had to be like a Disney cast member, I would either be an Imagineer because those people are talented and I love them, or I would be a babysitter on one of the ships.
I'd have to be going in the finance department. I'm sorry, that's where my degree is at. I get to be one of the boring people.
You're like the least boring person I know.
You be the reason
Oh,
that Disney's Hope comes back out.
Speaking of which, Tuesday in the office, I'm going to be celebrating Valentine's and National Pokemon Day falls in February. So we're bringing in my stuffed animals of Pokemon into the office.
I wish I could bring my stuffed animals to work.
Same.
So I work in a company that licenses like Disney and
They're
other people and put them onto children's cups and plates and things like that. And I will need to give you guys some stuff, by the way.
Okay.
free stuff.
Anyways, we have like, there's a scene of Cinderella putting on the glass slipper with the stepsisters on the side, and Lady Tremaine,
Yeah.
you know, sitting there like watch, like Disney and all of these licensed people give us free stuff all the time. And so we have like random Disney products all over the office, and it's so fun. Nice thing is that we also don't have to dress business professional every day, which is super nice because I don't have that many. Like I'm working on building my professional clothes.
But that takes a lot of money.
Yeah, but you know sometimes I just get to wear a Disney T-shirt and some jeans and.
Dude,
Same. I gotta do that every day, as long as it's just racist or anything like that.
I won't lie, I can't wait for when we can get like an actual recording studio because this is just a conference room in our apartment building. I cannot wait for
I
when
have thoughts of how to interior decorate our studio.
because between all three of us, there'll be a lot of Disney merch. Some of which I gotta show you guys new Disney merch. Yes.
Yeah. We have to put all the Lego sets up in building in there too.
I already have an idea for it.
But-
Like in my brain, I already have it all mapped out.
Oh my gosh, this room's got to be big.
But
I'm also still trying to get the people in the building at my job to unlock one of the offices because there's like a Tinkerbell poster in there and a whole bunch of other posters, and I want them.
okay. We're getting close, but I got a final question for you guys. Between the chalk pavement picture scene, the laughing on the ceiling, or the rooftop scene with Step in Time, which section of Mary Poppins would you most want to live out?
Chalk.
Chalk. Obvious.
That place was so fun.
Yeah. Not only was it so
I-
fun and colorful, and like the animals talk to you, and you could get literal teeth from penguins, but I literally had a heart attack on the rooftop scene as a child. I thought they were going to fall through the smoke or through the roofs.
I worried about that too.
Thank you. And then the laughing scene, that means whenever you laugh, you literally get stuck on the ceiling. And then,
Looking at this ceiling, we're gonna be intertwined in pipes, man.
exactly. And so that means you have to think sad thoughts. And so that means that I would spiral into depression.
So,
It would be the worst version of my
But every time it rained, we would be put out of chalk.
see, I won't lie, I would love to do
You get a
chalk.
greenhouse. You put no water in it. Then you would never have to worry about the rain.
Yeah, but when you leave the greenhouse,
Okay, don't get me wrong, I would love to do the chalk scene. Like, it is an iconic scene. The rooftop scene, for me, there's something like really special about it, especially like that line that Bert gives when they get like the really nice view of London and stuff. Because there's a whole world there, and who gets to see it but like birds, like the stars, birds, and the chimney sweeps. Like something about that line, like the overview of London from the rooftops, the Step in Time dance, which I absolutely love.
Lady and the Tramp did it better. Okay, bye guys.
Who did it better? Because I heard Lady and the Tramp. What does Lady and the Tramp have to do with this?
You were talking about how there was like that beautiful view of London, and I just think that the version in Lady and the Tramp, where Tramp takes Lady up onto like this hill, he's like, "Look down, what do you see?" And she's like, "Oh, I see the houses, and the gates, and the people." And then he's like, "No, look up," and you see just like this beautiful like range of like mountains and fields. I just feel like that is like better. I don't know. I feel like that was more powerful for me.
They're really the fidgets. Same.
I literally have fidgets upstairs. The next episode we'll use fidgets.
But as I was saying though, the thing I like about it is like this movie talks so much about adventure, like it beyond the native,
Find somewhere.
and I just love it so much because it hits adventure and creativity at its core of this movie, as well as being about the dad and the family dynamics as well. But anyways,
sorry.
I'm losing them.
ADHD is highly
For
hot.
those listening, they're literally like
I'm off in fidget land. I'm so
they're
sorry.
like playing with their hands and our cups. So
Yeah.
we're gonna sign off. I'm losing them. So
Okay, bye.
I'm so
see you
sorry.
next week. Bye.